This is Returnal. We're here on PlayStation 5 Pro. The game is now PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So this is a rather interesting offering, a roguelike sort of scenario, where you are crashed on this planet and you don't really know what's going on. You see visions of yourself, you see fragments of the past, and you're basically going around battling all of these monstrous creatures and trying to improve yourself so that you can discover what's going on within the world. And yeah, it makes some interesting sounds out of your controller, which is a lot of fun. So for this update, it was a bit of a surprise one. It kind of came out of basically nowhere, and we're treated by what is essentially a higher resolution internally, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, if you hadn't played this prior, basically what it was is it's something where they were outputting 4K using, you know, the fancy handy-dandy kind of like internal things. So like internally it was actually a pretty, I wouldn't say low resolution, but it was, you know, a bit of a low internal resolution of 1080p internally. So then it would do like temporal to 4K. And what they've done here is a very simple resolution bump up. It looks like, oh, that's funny. It essentially looks like what they've done is just increase the resolution scaling potential of the game. So it increases the picture quality quite a bit. I think you can kind of notice that. Oh, jeez. Fidelity-wise, even on watching it on YouTube and stuff like that, I think it's pretty apparent that the game is genuinely a lot clearer. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of what we're getting here. Is that, yeah, they've just increased it. They said up to 2.5 times the resolution of what we were getting prior. So again, it's going to be a 4K output, but going from 1080, we should be dynamically going up to like an internal of like 1600p, roughly around there. Should be our scaling factoring. And again, just kind of, you know, keep in mind that it is going to scale. So it seems like mostly it was kind of locked before, whereas now they've kind of just unlocked it and they're letting it kind of go. And yeah, that's kind of a big difference just in terms of the visual fidelity of the game. Like, I think it does make quite a massive difference. Like, this game is very, very clean looking now, I guess is the big thing. Like, it does look significantly sharper, and a very pleasant surprise for the PlayStation side of things, because I really did not foresee this one getting an update, because it didn't really get it towards launch. I know I've been kind of mentioning to folks that it does take, you know, some time for some of the studios to kind of catch up on doing updates. You know, you don't necessarily always get those at launch, and I was anticipating most of those updates to kind of come a little bit earlier in the year. Like, I was expecting them like a couple months ago or so, but no, it definitely seems like some are still coming up and providing us with some PlayStation 5 Pro enhancements, which I think is absolutely excellent, right? More games taking advantage of the mid-gen refresh, the better, especially since this is stuff that will you know, basically benefit when a PlayStation 6 comes out down the road. Wow, that is a lot of enemies. That is a lot of enemies. Wow, that is not good. Am I teleporting away like a coward? Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Anyways, yeah, so you kind of got that. You know, all the usual features, the magical ray-traced audio. Cutting-edge technology right there. But yeah, we're not really seeing the features that we saw with the PC release of this game, which is, I think, a bit of a shame, personally, to not have that kind of a thing. But you know, you sort of get what you get. Is that thing, the obelisk tower, is a problem for me on this one. But still, I think the results here are quite excellent. Oh, I kind of wanted to go and grab that. Like, I think you will be relatively pleased by this upgrade if you are a Returnal fan. You'll find this to be rather intriguing, and it just kind of makes the game look a little bit better for those, you know, that are playing this game or are revisiting it or playing it for the first time. I don't know if this is necessarily like a transformative update that will make you want to jump back into it, but as soon as I saw Returnal was getting an update, I was like, oh, gotta jump in and talk about this one because I know how intense people are about Returnal. So, crash landing on a shape-shifting alien world, Selene must search through a bizarre landmass and landscape in order to figure out what exactly is going on. It's a relentless cycle. You see, like I was saying, images of yourself, basically, or, well, bodies of yourself, and little fragments of things emotionally and through time. And you are... Oh. It's part of the life cycle. You go in, you die, you respawn, you do it again. And it's got stunning visual effects, a decaying, intense world, twisted kind of setups. It's procedural, too. So every time you go about it, it's different. It's unique, it's twisted, and it's a little bit fresh. And that in itself kind of keeps the game interesting for those players that are like, oh, I want, you know, kind of a fresh challenge. And it's a genuinely difficult game. Like, it's not easy going. It's definitely got some surprises to it. And there are certainly some weird little twists that will kind of melt your mind a bit, I guess. I don't know. I find this one to be rather difficult to get through. Like, it's, you know, it's definitely got that challenge, but it's also kind of like, it could be really annoying because, you know, you die and then you got to restart, and it's a whole thing. And they did add some stuff to this over time, too. Some, like, multiplayer type integrations and things, and like they have, you know, improved the game, and it's an interesting setup, and your game time really varies based on how good you are, I guess, really, like with the, you know, basically the setup. You go in, you die, you restart, and then you keep coming, and then eventually, hopefully over time, you get lucky and you're able to move through the challenges of this game, or not, and you just kind of give up and you just go, it is what it is. So just keep in mind, if you're looking at this freshly and you think this looks really cool and sick, just keep in mind that the cycle of it is pretty sick. You will struggle. All enemies in the area are dealt with. Is there an enemy that I'm missing from this particular area? Or was I reading that wrong? Anyways, there's lots of like really cool little things to see, and you've got like good movement, you move quick. It's a very unique kind of game in the sense that, like, you know, it's story intertwined with roguelike, and then there's the challenge. Wow, I went right off the cliff like a fool. I went too quickly. Wow, okay, yep, no, I literally died in the dumbest of ways. What a way to go. But it's got a cool performance, it's got interesting combat, you can get, like, parasites and stuff that will latch onto you. It's a neat idea, which you will either find compelling, or it will drive you crazy, because I'm not huge on, like, not really getting progression, but yeah, a lot of people are just really into what this game offers, and they love the weird variety of every scenario being like a little different twist, a little different challenge, and that's kind of going to be your vibe, whether or not you totally connect with this or not, but regardless, it's got like a great looking aesthetic, great sense of atmospherics. It's a very, very cool, aesthetically pleasing game. And they did some fantastic stuff with this one. From a technology standpoint. Hmm. Ooh. And yeah, it looks so much sharper. That's the big thing, like honestly, again, that's the whole point of getting this like PlayStation 5 Pro enhancement is just it's a nice little bump. I'm not complaining, like honestly, it's good, makes the game a little bit better, and really you would kind of expect this out of all the first party kind of games and the exclusives on PlayStation to be doing this already, but it is a number of years old, so I was kind of just assuming they were sort of done with it, and seriously, props on them for delivering a nice little bump up like this. I think quality of life wise, this is really, really great. And it looks good, like just the clarity of the environment and, you know, the little particle effects and stuff. It's just absolutely dripping with particle effects, which looks gorgeous. And if you get lucky, you get to go on to a deeper challenge and just get eviscerated. I'm just never really able to, like, get through all this. I just always perish tragically. Really, the little vines are coming after me? Unbelievable. But you know, maybe you'll get lucky and you'll sit here and fight through it and actually get to, oh come on, experience a little of a different area. And see the world kind of go further. And there are some other ways to get certain items or weapons or tools, and it all feels really great too with the PlayStation 5 DualSense, like controller wise, the vibrations and stuff are awesome. Yeah, it's got a great feeling, and it really takes advantage of the hardware, and that's where I was, you know, as I was saying, I was a little surprised that this one didn't get an update prior, because it seems like the kind of thing that would get an update because it, you know, so well liked. And yeah, it's kind of fascinating. The performance is pretty great too, I would say, as well for this one. See, it's just got that like eerie vibe to it, that like it's ominous, you're curious. That's the thing, is they give you just enough little bites of like, you know, what's happening, what's going on, to kind of keep you interested even though you're dying and perishing and everything. And what's your problems? I just rejuvenated my health and then you start attacking me? Wow. I feel a real sense of hostility from those alien creatures, and I doth not like it. Oh, that was close. But yeah, there's lots of traps and puzzles and little things and just enough variation to it. What will we get on the machine? You tell me. And it's supposed to be extreme replayability. What will we get on the machine today? Oh yeah, lots of scanning too to figure out foreign objects. It's kind of like a 3D printer of alien kind of technology. Pretty neat. I don't know why this stuff's always trying to end my life. Oh, there was like a little thing I could have grabbed there. Oh well. I don't need it. It really is a bit of an insane upgrade, ain't it? Because, like, I'm all for stuff like this. I think this is great. The more companies that bump up their stuff, the better for the long run. It does kind of make me ponder, though. I got a parasite! It does make me ponder if this is going to be like a long-term project too, where they come back on like the PS6 in a couple years or so and like pop out some more effects, or if they'll do some kind of like, you know, remastering, re-releasing of this one. Always something to think about is the future too, right? Because I guess at some point you're just getting like a pretty maxed out like internal 4K, right? And you're kind of like craving other effects, because the PC version, if you haven't seen it, it's got some really cool extra ray tracing type effects to it. I think I'll take the consumable one. I'll keep the one I have. Uh-oh. This just got real. It's like a Souls-like scenario, eh? When you know your doom is nigh. Well, that's terrifying. Usually I like to come in here with a bit of a better gun. Bit of a better setup, like... Got a bad feeling about this. Oh, that's not good at all. Oh, photo mode. You can really see the clarity in there, eh? Not exactly what I wanted, though. Okay. I mean, that kind of hurt my feelings, but, you know, that's how she goes. I get knocked down, and I get up again. That's really just the game, is you just kind of, like, die over and over again, which you're either really into, or you're kind of not into. But you can see how every battle and every setup's a little different. But there is a point where you get through it, right? I guess. Well, in theory, there's a point where you get through it. In theory, there's a point where you actually never make it through. I mean, you just gotta really be driven to actually progress through this, otherwise you're just gonna be stuck in an endless gap of emotional turmoil. I kind of wish it almost had a traditional story set up too, but it's a neat gameplay mechanic, honestly. It does keep it rather fresh. As in terms of doing something a little different gameplay-wise. Suit integrity, that's what I'm talking about. There we go. That's a little bit better. Well, I guess there's another way we could go on the other side too, I suppose. Regardless, nice touch-up, good improvement. I think you'll notice the improvement in fidelity pretty easily, and I think most people will be pleased that are fans. Or maybe you'll check it out for the first time because of this. I don't know. I mean, it's the same game, it just looks a little bit better, which is about what you can ask, but it would have been cool if they would have pushed some of the ray tracing effects a little, you know, like kind of getting those integrated would have been nice, but yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. Definitely. Oh, that was close. definitely don't have any problems. So a nice revisit for Returnal, and a nice improvement to the already pretty neat, interesting game.